Hi guys, welcome back. I'm glad you're here for part 3. Your favorite, it's fractions this time, so I hope you have a good snack. Alright, here we go. Let's talk about fractions, and when we add and subtract fractions, we have to have a common denominator. And let's talk about the reason for that. If I have a shape that's broken into parts, fractions are all parts of a whole. So if I have fourths, and I have another pizza, let's call these pizzas, and these are sixths, pretend those are all even. One slice of pizza here is a different size compared to that one. So you can't say that you ate 2 slices of pizza and add 1 and 1 and get 2. You need a common denominator. You would have to break these up so that they have the same number of pieces in each pizza and then add them together. So if this one has 6 and this one has 4, we could divide both of these up into 12s. Okay? Just slice this up into 12 pieces and this into 12 pieces and then add what we have. And obviously when we divide it up, we're going to get more slices. So the slices are going to be smaller, but we're going to get more of them. So if you cut the pizza up into smaller pieces, you have to eat more pizza to equal the same amount. So let's talk about this word problem now that we remember that we need common denominators. And we have Kaylee. Kaylee is making a costume for a play. She used 1.5 yards of black fabric and 2 5/9 yards of green fabric in one costume. How many yards of fabric did she use in the costume? So here they're asking for the total. How much did she need for the whole costume? So we want to add. So we have 1 1/2 plus 2 5/9. Now remember, with adding, our commutative property says we can change the order. So if you have 2 5/9 on the top, that's okay. So now we need a common denominator. Go back to your pizzas. If we had a pizza with 2 slices and a pizza with 9 slices, we can't add those together yet. You need a common denominator. So that's where our least common multiple comes in. And if we counted by 2's, and we counted by 9's, we would eventually end up with 18. We kept counting. So we're going to use 18. Now remember what I said. If you cut your pizza up into smaller slices, instead of 2, we now have 18. You have to eat more to equal the same amount. So 2 times what gives you 18? 2 times 9. So whatever we do to the bottom, if we make 9 times the slices, you have to eat 9 times the pizza. So there we go. And 9/18 is the same thing as 1/2. Okay, it's still half. 9 slices out of 18 is the same as 1 out of 2. So we didn't really change the value, we just changed the size of the slices. So we have to eat more. Here we go, times 2 here, and we get 10. So now we're ready to add. Now our pizza, if we're talking pizzas, we have 18 slices here, so we're good. So we're going to leave this 18 here, and now we can add these pieces together, the numerators. 9 plus 10 gives you 19, and 1 plus 2 gives you 3. Now, we can't leave our answer like this because this is an improper fraction. That's where the top number, the numerator, is bigger than the denominator. And the kind of analogy I like to use is if you had 19 cheerleaders, you can't hold up 19 cheerleaders with 18 cheerleaders. That's too many. So we have to switch this around. So you're going to take your fraction. You're going to leave the 3 alone for just a second. And the numerator goes in, the denominator goes out. As I've told you, top in, bottom out. 18 goes into 19 one time. And we have 1 left over. We start at the top and go clockwise. This becomes 1 and 1/18. Now, that's not our answer. That's just this improper fraction changed over to a mixed number. We have to take into account that we have a 3 here. So we have to add the 3 plus the 1, and that gives us 4 and 1/18. So instead of talking about pizzas now, let's talk about the problem. And it says, how many yards of fabric did she use for the costume? So this was the black fabric, this was the green fabric. If we put that all together, the total fabric is 4 and 1/18 yards of fabric. Okay, so adding common denominator. If you end up with an improper fraction, you have to change it over. And don't forget your whole number out in front. So now let's try another one. Here we go. On Friday, 9 2/3